Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm E Blooded Candy, and today we have the Ghoul School KONOT. Just scared myself because I had the restream open. Oh man, I hope everyone's doing absolutely fantastic on today's Sunday. On this Sunday afternoon, morning, evening, wherever you are in the world. We do have a banger for y'all right now. We got some Electro Brain Ghoul School about to happen. We're about to save Cool High here with Spike O'Hara saving I forgot her first name, Pom Pom. So yeah. We have 4 runners today. We'll be doing double elimination, which means not like it was yesterday where the bottom 2 get kicked out, but it'll kind of just be a progressive like the losers brackety type deal. So we would definitely have some banger runs for you. Everyone has fairly close PBs and run times, and you're going to see a very not broken video game. There's no zips, there's no background clips, there's no none of that at all in this game. Definitely a straightforward speedrun, to say the least. So with that here, let's see if the runners are ready to rock and roll for round 1. We'll also do a little bit of a lore dump for you, probably in between races and whatnot. I just got linked to the manual today, and boy, is that manual a treat. Just an absolute gem of a manual. There's like 6 pages of just story behind this game. So all right, we'll get to see the lightning a little bit here with the cold dust clouds going over the school. All right, we are starting it all down, and the countdown timer is off for round 1 of the Ghoul School KONOT here. We did the Ghoul School KONOT last year as well too. Super good time. And the countdown has struck go, so you'll see our runners here about to hit the start screen and go into Cool School High to save our beloved, the heck was her name again? Our beloved Samantha Pom Pom here. So I had to look up her first. I remember her last name. But so this is how things typically go in this game. We're gonna get some aliens here. What you're going to see is our runners damage boost over the aliens or under the aliens, depending on which side they go on. The hitboxes in this game are pretty rough. If you hit the backside, or I guess in this case the right side of an enemy, you get boosted forward. If you hit the left side of an enemy, you get boosted backwards. What they're going to do right away is that they're going to go get a towel from a locker room. And what this towel is going to do is this basically gives you a little bit of a more ranged attack. You start off with this stick ruler thing, whatever we want to call it. But eventually you get the towel from the locker room. And then what we're going to see here, we got the towel, and what we're going to see here is that we're going to get the spring shoes from the weight room. As you can see, there's a lot of just straight damage boosting going through all of this here. The cool thing with that screen is in the gym, if you were to climb up that little ladder and break the scoreboard, it makes that room a lot safer. But what we're going to have here is that we're going to take the attentional intentional death, and what they're going to do is they're going to get the spring shoes, and then we're going to start zipping through everything real quick here. All right, we're springing. So they're going to take the intentional death there after getting the spring shoes. It puts them back at the start of that stage there. And they're going to walk into the wall, go to the start menu, and they're going to choose, they're going to go back and start choosing certain things. And it's just going to basically push them and just wrap through the gym. And what we're going to do next here is that we're actually going to go into a locker and then come out of the locker, and we're going to be perfectly fine. We're going to be basically glitched into the background where we can just walk with the enemies. We don't have to worry about them at all. We pick up the sandwich because you get hungry along the way. And here you can see on JKL screen, this is probably one of the most tedious things to do. Now you're going to see it on Desolace's screen here, is to try and get into the vent. And with the vent, what they're going to do here is that it's a I don't know if it's one frame or a couple different frames, but you have to press up at a certain part of the jump to get into the vent, to go into this section that you see them in now. And you're going to see them zip across sections here. So when they go into the pause menu, you're seeing them holding, in this case here, right. They go in the pause menu, they select sneakers, and they select the spring shoes. And what they're going to do is they're going to zip through this wall. If they do get stuck in the wall, they can rock left and right on the D-pad to get through the wall as well too. So something that will be a thing. And since they are, or since they've done the locker glitch as well too, they're not going to take any damage pretty much for the rest of the run. So this is going to be the extent of it here. The next piece they're about to go into is this, I don't even know what room to call it, the death hallways, I guess. There's certain doors that you do have to go into, and you have to know which doors to go into with this. If you choose the wrong door, you're pretty much toast. It's death. All right, so you can see that JKL's going to swap back to the sneakers to go underneath that part there and hop back to the spring shoes. Got a monkey there. We got to watch out for the monkey with the wrench. Just avoid them. We're going to go down the steps here. Then we got some blobby jelly boys in the way. And JKL making his way to the final room, fighting the final boss, going to take out the towel, start whipping the boss. What you're going to see too sometimes is that they're going to do a little bit of a turnaround that allows for faster whipping. And that is a time for JKL. G. There we go. JKL finishes with a time of 5 minutes, 11 seconds. Desolace is finishing out with a time of 5 minutes and 27 seconds. While we have CVG and Concakes here pushing forth, getting through there. Concakes is just a little bit ahead of CVG. Doing the whippy man there. I'm gonna pull out that sandwich to break that barrier and save Ms. Pom Pom. Kong finishes with a time of 6 minutes and 13 seconds, and CVG finishes a time of 6 minutes and 19 seconds. GG's, everyone. Ghoul School has been saved from the ghouls. So like I said, very straightforward speed run, no zips, no breakage. Spike O'Hara has saved the school. He will be forever known. Him and Samantha will go on to live the best life with the memory of the haunted high school. All right. I'm not sure if we are cutting to anything or not, but I'm gonna get the other room here started. Don't you all worry about that spreadsheet that you see right in front of you right now. We're gonna get that populated here real quick. All right, we got round 2 up and running here. We got people readying up for round 2 of the race. Like I said, we're getting ready for round 2 here. So like I said, we're gonna do a little bit of a lore dump in between here. I can't read this whole manual in one sitting in between sessions. I'm just sorry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5.5 pages in an NES manual to this whole story. So I can't sit here and be like, oh yes, this is the whole manual. So I'm going to give you like the TLDR of like what the manual says is happening. So basically, the person we're playing, his name is Spike O'Hara, and he decided one day when he was walking home from school, which happened to be October 29th, he decided to cut across a cemetery for a shortcut. As you do, right? And when he went into the cemetery, there was a shiny skull. He was like, yo, there's a skull over here. There's something shiny. Gotta go check it out. Goes in there, dusts off the skull, and has a quote-unquote psychedelic glow to it. So you know it's high quality right out of the gate. And decided to take the skull into his anatomy class, because that's what you do as a normal high schooler. Like that's how it was when I went to high school. Like I every random skull that I may have found, I just took into school without being questioned about it at all. So yeah, it's like the next day, which happens to just be Halloween Eve, he showed the skull to his teacher, as you do, which, by the way, the teacher's name is Dr. Ernest Femur. Very fitting for all of this. Then the doctor was impressed and was like, hey, can I keep the skull in my classroom? And Spike was like, yeah, sure. But even though the skull has been doing weird stuff. So, oh, man. And then as the night brewed on, as we got closer to Halloween, he wanted to take Samantha Pom Pom to the dance, but she already got asked out by one of the she got asked out by an unknown man named Frank. Apparently the school doesn't check for attendees either at school dances. And Miss Pom Pom got kidnapped. And then there was a bunch of clouds. Spike was sleeping, had a fever dream, woke up. Holy crap, the school is haunted and infested. All the football players that tried to go in to save Ms. Pom Pom never came back out, so who knows what happened to them. Maybe they're the jellies on the ground. Maybe they're the aliens. Who knows? They're probably the guys in the weight room, curling those dumbbells. And then they had the haunt rippers force come in and try and basically the scuffed version of the Ghostbusters come in and try and fix them. But clearly Spike was the better option. All right. So let's see here. right, we're gonna get round 2 underway here, and the countdown has started for round number 2. There's a Frankenstein costume at Goodwill called Frankenstein. Okay. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. And round 2 will be underway here. Be a little bit of a delay here on your all's end, but the go has hit. They are hitting start right now. They're gonna start controlling Spike here through that opening hallway of the school to go save Samantha Pom Pom. The law offices of Frankenstein. Oh boy. I mean, that's kind of what, you know, I mean, like, let's think about it here. This game, so in theory, this all happened in 1991, right? So like Frankenstein's monster has been a thing for, you know, a few years since here. But like, who's to say that like this game, you know, this game, it was made in 1991, even though the manual says this happened in 1991, like maybe this is like Frankenstein's like great grandson, right? And he's just going to school, and I was like, oh, hey, look at all these monsters. I've grew up with this. Why do you think he's not scared? He's beaten aliens with giant eyes with a ruler. He's gonna get a towel and start whipping them. Like, he's used to it. He understands, all right? It's just the long descendant of Dr. Frankenstein here. So he's just ready for it. I mean, really, Ghoul School is just a sequel to Frankenstein. Like, we got the Jolly Green Giant down here. We're gonna have a few more on the screen. You know, we have the Blob. We got Poltergeist going on with the basketballs. I mean, there's so much stuff happening. This is all the sequel. This is just what happens after the 70s and 80s. You know, here are the football players lifting weights, as you do here. So like I said, like earlier, you're gonna see the runners kind of turn back and turn forward. This allows for the whip to be swung a little faster. They do have to be careful though, because when they do get hit by the dumbbell, it's almost a full point of health, but if they hit the alien, that's a bunch of health. So they kind of have to keep their health in track here when going into this. Like, okay, I got spring shoes. Is it worthwhile to take the death? Do I have enough? One-ups to take the death? There's a little bit of like thought that kind of has to go through some of this here. But once they get into the locker with their spring shoes and clip into the background, not a problem at all. And really here, like, they're not really clipping into the background. There's actually, Spike knew of the secret tunnel that was dug behind the locker, and just goes in behind the locker and just kind of like pulls away the panel to the back entrance in between the walls, and then just kind of shimmies his way through the rest of the school here. So we can see here on the JKL screen, this piece of the run is just the best. You have to hit up at a certain moment in the jump to enter into these vents here. So you can see on JKL screen this how fast the zips can actually happen. So, and same thing on Desolate screen. You can literally you can zip so fast, you can zip, you know, faster than the actual screen scroll itself. It's actually pretty dope. But like I said, if the runners do get like stuck, like what happened on the CVG screen there a little bit, if they press left and then press right again, they kind of like just shimmy their way through the rest of the wall. It's not a scary thing by any means. The biggest thing with trying to do these zips is getting into the wall in the first place, which I said is by you gotta hold right, choose your sneakers, press start again, and then go back to your spring shoes to zip through. But sometimes the wall will just kick you out, and you know that's just a thing. So yeah, like I said, like we pick up the sandwich. The sandwich is the almighty weapon that's going to break the barrier to save Samantha Pom Pom, because Samantha Pom Pom was hungry, and people get hangry sometimes. All right, so like as I said earlier, this, like, I call this like the death hallway. because if you don't know what doors to go into, you can basically choose to go a wrong way. We're going to see something here on JKL's screen. He's going to try and yeah, you got it. So he's going to get himself into the wall and zip himself up to the upper level to get into the door that leads him into basically the final bricked hallway section here. It saves a significant amount of time, but it is dangerous because if you go through the wall and down into the pit, you're done. So it's over. All right, we got a tight race here between Kong and CVG. We got the sandwich strats, and we got, looks like Kong taking it first right there. Holy smokes, that was a close race. We have Kong with a first place time of 5 minutes and 14 seconds, and CVG with a time of 5 minutes and 15 seconds. Insanely close race right there. Third place JKL with a time of 5:22, and Desolus with a time of 5:31. Awesome runs, amazing runs. Cool School is no longer Ghoul School. Spike O'Hara has saved the day. Samantha got to eat her sandwich. All is happy in the realm of Cool School High right now. Spike O'Hara will take another shortcut through a different cemetery, find another shiny bone, take it into the school. Actually, I'll probably take it to his home first, which is, you know, how Maniac Mansion becomes a thing. And then, really, all of this ties together. Right. And GG's to the racers. Amazing job. That was a super tight race for first and second there. And if you are looking to learn Ghoul School, like if you're new to the chat or looking for a speed run or new to speed running and want to try and dig your teeth into something, there are a number of tutorials out there for Ghoul School. It looks quick. It looks a little overwhelming. Honestly, kind of take it a little piece by piece, learn a little bit of it. It's actually a super easy speed run to learn, and you can get a very decent time very quickly into the game without getting into some of the crazy tricks that get set up later on into the higher caliber runs. All right, with that, we are getting our racers ready for round number 3. Absolutely true what JKL said in chat there. Very quick, good speed run to learn on the NES. It takes less than an hour. I think I learned this a long time ago. I learned it in about 45 minutes, and I had to like reacquaint myself for last year's KONOT. And it took me about 15-20 minutes just to get like my muscle memory back for it, but very fun speed run. And it's kind of a fun little party trick. You're like, hey guys, check this out, boop 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 boop, and it starts zipping through walls and be like, oh wow, that's cool, if you have friends that like old video games. So yeah, with that, Concakes does take first place for round number 2. Let's see if we can get round 3 here up and ready. What if we don't have friends? I fall in that boat as well. I feel that. That's why I don't go out to parties. So I feel that. All right. Looks like all of our racers are ready for round 3. Starting round 3 now with the countdown from 10. Good luck to all of our races in round 3. I know after last night party. You know, here's the thing about Ghoul School, right? So Spike O'Hara needs to ask Samantha Pom Pom out to the dance, and she just says yes to some random unknown person named Frank. And it's like, all right, like, sure, maybe, but like, you think you would take a little, like, I understand this is 1991, things were a little bit different back then, but you think you'd take a little bit of caution and be like, I don't know you, so I'm not going to take you to my high school dance. I don't know. There's something a little shady about her. And I think Spike O'Hara just needs to make better life decisions. Like, I get it, you know, like, oh, she's attractive, but like, listen, man, like, sometimes in life, beauty is the ugliest piece. So, all right, looks like we got people breaking through here, getting into the locker rooms to get their towel. What I like to do in these things, because I'm awful when it comes to like damage boosting past these aliens, I am awful at it. I am probably the absolute worst at it. What I like to do is I like to go into the lockers and let the alien walk past me. Then I walk out of the locker and just let the alien boost me forward. Like I said, I'm just brutally bad at the damage boost in this speed run. So like right here, like I would have gone into like the back locker and just let the alien push me forward. But here we are, everyone getting their towels, everyone getting through their haunted basketballs, and now we're going to see the death from JKL, where they're going to zip through the wall, go back into the hallway. So something about JKL Scream that you just saw that I didn't touch base on is that if it's crucial, the movement in that section, because if you do not go down then up, the whole sequence is off at that point. And what I mean by that is if you were to go up and go off the screen and go back, the screens look completely different. So you need to make sure you actually do the down and then up section there. There is probably a way around it. I personally don't know it. So when people say I'm ugly, it's because that's exactly it. That is 100% it. You're not ugly, all right? You're beautiful on the inside, and that's all that matters, all right? All right, so here we go. We got JKL trying to get into the fence here. So what Spike O'Hara is actually doing here, there's actually a padlock that's hanging down, and he has this key. And like, you know, you can't just hang from the padlock. That's, you know, Spike doesn't have the upper body strength to hold himself up like that on a padlock. So he has to jump and try and get the key into the hole every time. And once he gets into the hole, then he's got to turn the key to unlock the padlock. Then he's got to jump again to get the padlock off of the thing, right, to get into the room. That's why, you know, sometimes it takes a little longer than normal to get into there. It's just like, if Spike had the upper body strength to pull himself and hold himself up, this would be a non-issue. But Spike doesn't. It's not like the aliens in the gym, you know, curling dumbbells. He's Spike O'Hara carrying around a hamburger that he can throw at, you know, 110 miles an hour and not knock somebody out. So, you know, he was blessed with different talents. Which, by the way, 1991, I have one gripe about this, and maybe it's because I grew up in like a more poor area in the country, but like none of the classrooms I had from the years of 1992, 1993-ish till like 2004, none of them had a mounted TV in the room. They always came on that little rolly cart with the VCR on the second shelf and the big old CRT on the top. Seeing a mounted CRT in this school, Spike O'Hara, all right. He lives in a good part of town. That's all I gotta say. All right, we can see JKL here going past the blob with the Desolus very closely behind them. CVG getting through the death hallway. Concase getting through the final bricked hallway as well. All your classrooms had a mounted TV? Dang. Also from the better part of town. Man. All right. We have JKL taking first this race with a time of 5 minutes and 5 seconds. Closely behind, we have Desolus with a time of 5:19. Pancakes with a time of 5:30. And CVG finishing out with a time of 5:50. Holy smokes, man. Times are just shaving right now. So very awesome runs. Very, very awesome runs by all of our runners here. Electro Brain, man, they never disappoint. Unless it's a Game Boy game, but they never disappoint. Had tiny ones mounted in the corners when I got to use them to watch a news. You all had news shows? Oh man, you all had news shows. That is. Dang. What was the news when you were in kindergarten? Don't eat the crayons? Like, there could have been nothing too crazy in the school news. I'm just saying. Like, but today's news, the local high school team won 42-10. You're able to use to watch college basketball in grade school. But in current events, Ralph ate 3 sloppy joes at lunch and puked all over the floor. I know basketball's a thing, but I'm just saying, like, when I was 5 or 6 years old, I cared not about college basketball. I know it's a thing. Oh, that's wild to me. That's crazy. All right. We're getting our racers joined up and ready for round 4 here of the Ghoul School KONOT. Farm next. What? You gotta watch out for those cows, man. Like, they'll get you. It's like football was big where I grew up, but even still, like in grade school, it was something we didn't talk a ton about. Like, football wasn't a big talking point until probably like 5th grade. Ba-da-bum. Newsflash. 2023 cooties outbreak. Michael and Jessica were caught holding hands in the parking lot. More at 3:30 at the bus stop. Oh man. All right. Round number 4 is going to be underway here. We have the countdown starting. Spike O'Hara is about to go hold hands with Samantha Pom Pom to spread cooties around the school. The bus stop had all the gossip. Oh, man. Dude, bus stop gossip, man. You know, you would go to the morning gossip was probably the second best gossip, because it was the leftovers from yesterday. Like, oh, did you hear about so and so? It's like, no. And then you get all the gossip. Then like you go into school and you just look at them a little bit different, because you got just a little bit of gossip about them, right? Or what the kids say down T about them. You're like, oh man, you look at it with a little different glimmer in the eye. You're like, oh, I know stuff about you. Whether or not it's true or not, I don't care, because I'm 7 years old, but boy, do I know something about you. And, oh, man. The end of the day gossips, though, man, those were good. Oh, did you hear about so-and-so? I was like, no. And you sit there on the school bus talking about so everyone can hear it. Oh, man. The days. Cooties were real, but buddy of mine got them one year. Missed a whole day of school. Yeah, I mean, cooties are serious business. Like, you gotta watch out for them. Some cooties are more serious than others. You know, like, some cooties are contagious too. Those are the ones that you really gotta watch out for, the contagious cooties. We didn't see any scoreboard breakage so far this race. A little saddened by that, because I like the scoreboard break strat quite a bit here. So we can see Jake Hale taking a nice damage boost there off of the dumbbells. That's going to whip Giant Eye Man to death there. Get his spring shoes, take the intentional death here off of the alien, and do his zippy zip out of the gym. Do his little Macarena dance on the steps, and move on and start doing the locker. Well, it is the clip, but like we all know that Spike O'Hara has some secret tunnels in the school. So, did you break the scoreboard and I missed it? Oh man, I break the scoreboard every time I play this game. Got to. You know, like the fact that you can break a scoreboard with a towel, like, I mean, why wouldn't you? Yeah, like I said before, like, what's going on here is like Spike O'Hara, right? Senior, probably, maybe a senior, I think, in high school, getting ready to go to this dance, right? Takes a shortcut home and is like, hey, I found this skull. Hey, it has some stuff to it. You know, takes it into school. Now we got Ghoul School. You know, some years later, he grows up and owns a mansion. Probably finds some other weird stuff on the ground, because clearly the kid, you know, just likes to pick up random shiny things off the ground. Takes it home. Now we have Maniac Mansion. I'm just saying, it's all connected, right? And the reason he's just not scared and just like taking it all just in stride with the aliens and the blobs and the monkey with the wrench and whatever else, he's a descendant of Dr. Franken. So I mean, he's just used to it. He's like, oh yeah, whenever I go to Pap's place, I mean, like, he's got this weird bed in the basement with some like electrical stuff connected to it. I don't know, like every so often this big green guy comes to life and has to put him down, but like, I don't know, is that no one else have that in their house? Like, that's just what's going on in his life. He's just used to it. He sells vodka and random skulls. Yeah, I mean, that's just what you do. You know, like, now, you know, it's 2023. He's probably, you know, let's say, what, 40s? Yeah, he's gonna have a hobby, right? So, oh look, I found some random skulls on the ground. Let's, you know, souvenirs when people come to visit. I don't know, like, you gotta have hobbies too. Imagine the strength of the towel to obliterate a scoreboard. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's either a weak scoreboard or like he's got some lead in that towel, because like we've already established he doesn't have upper body strength, right? So like we've already established that he can't hold himself up to unlock the padlock to the vent section there to skip through the classes. So like he's gotta have some assistance somewhere here. JKL here going through the room here. Typically you'd have to kill the heart to get into the room, but you know, it is what it is. So JKL tried doing the fadeaway jumper, did miss the fadeaway, no Kobe there, but does finish the race in first place for the time of, holy smokes, with a time of 4 minutes and 47 seconds according to the race timer. And right behind we do have Deathless here, spoiler alert, whipping down the alien there, finishing with a time of 5 minutes and 13 seconds. Jesus. Oh man, I love commentating KONOT. Sometimes you get some crazy, just say like King Corey. Dude, could you imagine him going to the optometrist? Yeah, I need to get new contacts. Oh, when was the last time you got measured for contacts? Oh, a couple years ago. Well, let's take some measurements here to figure out what size contacts you need. Pulls out a tape measure instead. Yeah, that's good stuff. Concakes finishing out, getting Samantha her much needed bacon cheeseburger there for the time of 6 minutes and 1 second. GG's runners. They don't even pull out the tape measure. They get the tailoring measure, right? Because it's rolled up and it's a little bit softer. Then it's across the floor and just measure from side to side because the eye is so big. Oh boy. King Cordia. Do you think he gets crowns like lasered or etched into his contact lens as well too? Oh man. Hey, it happens, you know. You did better than me. I'm just saying, like, I don't even remember how to get to that door in the speedrun anymore. So I believe this is the finale. I need confirmation from an adult. But yeah, maybe there's one more. I don't know. Maybe we have more lore to talk about, how we can tie in Maniac Mansion and Ghoul School more. One straight. Okay. That's all I needed to know. The only reason I need to know that is because of this. I don't even know what round we're on. We're on round 5. All right. All right. Race room going up for all the runners. Getting everyone in and readied out here. We can pursue our Ghoul School experience here. I mean, EBC, please. What? I had to ask for adults. I don't know the rules. Look, y'all just want more Ghoul School lore. You just want more high school gossip talk. I understand. I get it. I was all about that high school gossip talk. All right. All right, we have round 5 going underway here. Good luck to all of the runners. Yeah, 448, man, just absolute monster in that race right there. So, just an absolute monster of a run. All right, Our runners will be pressing start here soon, and we'll be underway for round number 5, the Ghoul School KONOT. Yeah. You know what my favorite, like, it's interesting here, like, Spike O'Hare has spiked hair, because, like, I don't know what school's like nowadays. I haven't been in high school since 2006. But, like, spiked hair or highlighted or like frosted tip spike hair was like or like bleached hair was like all the rage back then. So like seeing Spike here with his ripped up Jinkos and his overly long white t-shirt and spiked hair is definitely reminiscent of my school experience growing up. So class of 99 2K, yeah, all right. 1999, I was waiting for Chris Jericho to debut on WWE, so that's what I was doing in 1999. Get some wrestling talk in there too. Gotta have some wrestling talk. So we're gonna get the towel that's just hanging off of the bell, randomly in the gym locker room. Which, by the way, like, I have a little gripe to have about this gym locker room. Oh yeah, scoreboard breakage. That's what I like to see. Look at that whip, man. Just pow, done. Oh, you were at the Raw when Jericho debuted? Oh, man. The build up to Jericho's debut was so good as well. So here we see JKL take the intentional death there to go through the zip. Gonna do his Macarena dance on the steps and pushing away here. So speaking of the Macarena, I know we're kind of jumping a little bit. We'll go back to wrestling here in a bit. Speaking of the Macarena, like, we're in Ghoul School here. They just had a dance party where mysterious man Frank decided to kidnap Samantha Pom Pom. Like, I remember school dances here, like Macarena, the electric slide. And there was like a country song too that was played all the time at school dances. And the best part about school dances is that, like, if the DJ played some like pretty like risky song, and like, like the way that, like, you dance to it a little risque type, and like people will start dancing like that, and then the teachers get mad. You're like, look, like, do you not understand what the song is saying? Like, when you're putting on, like the thong song or something, like, people are gonna get a little crazy. It's not our fault, it's the DJ's fault, but yet we get yelled at for it. I don't understand school sometimes. But the boot scooting boogie, yeah, dude. Oh man. The slow songs, you get the awkward slow songs where you gotta like find someone to dance with. And it's just like people just like holding forearms or at the hips, and they just like rock back and forth. Oh man, school was so good back then. Yeah, I loved Y2J. Jericho is probably still one of my favorite wrestlers. The fact that he's still going is mind blowing to me. I figured he would have stopped wrestling and went full time into Fozzy and done the Fozzy gig, but I'm so glad he's still wrestling. Even if it's for AEW, I'm pretty happy about it. So here we've had JKO hit the walls up here a couple times. Looks like they're going for it again here. They're in the wall, they're going up, and they are in and going into the final brick hallway here. The boot scooting boogie, oh man. I probably haven't listened to Boot Scootin' Boogie in probably like 15 plus years. Yeah, he's killing it in AEW. Like I said, like I thought he would take on the rock star career going with Fozzy, but like I said, I'm glad he's stuck around and kept going. All right, JKL whipping King Corny to death here. Going for the Shaq dunk on the barrier. Gets it. And finishes with a time of 4 minutes, 53 seconds. Kong here going for the Kobe. Going for the LeBron James more than anything right there. There we go. Kong Cakes taking down the barrier, getting Samantha her much needed bacon cheeseburger there with a time of 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Desolate shortly behind with a time of 5:27 here as he does the Kobe 3-point shot and breaks down the barrier. GG's all of the runners. All right, we are going into round number 6. So this could be, I believe, the finale round for it all. If Concakes, see how this works here. Yeah, if Concakes loses to JKL, it is over here in round 6. If Concakes pulls it out, takes first place, we'll be going into a round 7. I believe that's how this is working. I mean, maybe. I think I've tried it. I think I've tried the air duct skip once. Completely messed it up. Fell into the hole and just never tried it again. So I was like, yeah, no, we're good. Don't want to do that anymore. All right, we're getting all our racers in and ready for round 6 here. Enjoy this for you, RGL. You're doing great, Concakes, all right? Look, at worst, they're a second place, so. All right, looks like our racers are ready. Waiting for the screen to flip back to our racers here, and we'll start the race. But what? So, like in chat, so we talked about some gossip here at the bus stop. Like, what was your all's like? Well, some of my favorite memories in the morning bus stop, because the experience in the morning bus stop and the experience in the afternoon bus stop are drastically different. In the morning, you're energetic. Oh, sorry. The race spot caught me off guard. Oh. The experience. In the morning versus the afternoon was drastically different, right? You go in the morning, you go to the morning bus stop, you're feeling a little groggy, a little tired, but you're feeling a little good, right? You're like, all right, like this ain't bad. I go to school, but like, hey, this ain't bad. Kind of nice out. But like after school, you're just like, get me home now. Like, just get me out of here. So. Oh man! Missed the morning bus. Yeah, missing the morning bus was an event in my household. That's for sure. And every time I'd miss it, I'd get in so much trouble. I would get in trouble for missing the bus. So I was like, all right, well, who's gonna drive me to school? Blue Snowwood around. Okay, well, I guess I ain't going to school today. So. Nobody talk. Yeah, I bet bus stops now are just really, really weird. I bet no one talks to each other. Everyone's either on their phone or Switch or something where they just kind of like just sit there and just like stare at a screen the entire time. Of miss, I wouldn't say I have recurring nightmares of missing a bus. For me, my school nightmares are mostly from college, like waking up like, oh god, it's finals week, or oh, I forgot to write a paper, or something along those. Like college is the one for me to do that. But so here we got JKL grabbing the spring shoes. Did take an early death there on accident by touching the alien, so taking the spring shoes, doing a quick turnaround there, and doing the Macarena onto the steps here, where we're going to see Kong take the damage there from the alien, go to the start of the screen, do the zip through the wall, do the Macarena on the steps, and go through and boost off of the bats to get into the locker hallway here. Yeah. Oh man, I remember like in middle school, like if you were a kid with bad grades like me, you had to get these like teacher slips, and if you were, what they called it, academic probation, but basically it's because you were just really bad at school and didn't care. And what you had to do was that you had to get the slip. You had to have the teacher sign off on this piece of paper every time you attended class, and if you turned in homework. Yeah, it was a good time. I got yelled at a lot for that. That's probably my nightmare scenario again, is that. But here we are into the attic, the crawl space. Would you? This is where you'd put the milk cartons after lunch to sync up the classroom right here. I did take life skills class. That's probably the most. So like home ec, life skills, and shop class honestly are probably the three most worthwhile classes I have ever took in high school. So everything else was just pointless in my opinion. Those were the three classes that actually taught me anything that I use in life still. So here we got Jake Hale actually throwing the cheeseburgers into the crawl space, and what this is going to do is that in the next couple weeks is that those cheeseburgers are going to start smelling, and when people enter the classroom, there's going to be a nice little odor, and the teacher's going to be like, wow, what is that smell? It smells so bad in here. Then the poor janitor's going to have to get onto his step stool and open up one of the ceiling tiles just to see that there are 14 rotten cheeseburgers in the ceiling because JKL decided to throw them as he was walking over the classrooms. Oh, it happened. So JKL does fall through the wall and into the pit of sorrow here, going for the zip again. Whoop, pops in that time, and press it on to the final boss here. I took every shop class that I could. I've learned more from those classes than any other classes in school. So we got the blob down there, just moving on through. Got Jake Hell jumping up to hit the steps to go on in here to just walk past the heart and fight King Cornea. Going for the hamburger strats here on King Cornea. Throwing him at his feet, showing him who's boss. Kobe from downtown takes it. Gonna go for a zip through the wall to get to Samantha. JKL will take the race with a time of 5 minutes and 39 seconds. So the reason I stopped at the start of the whole thing, Concakes hit done within 2 seconds of the race starting in the race spot. It put me in tears a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. So GG's everyone. Amazing race, super fun KONOT to commentate. Ghoul School has turned back into Cool School. Spike there reaching his hand out to Samantha to hold hands with her. She wants nothing to do with him. She wants to go back and find the guy named Frank so she can hang out with him some more, because she apparently likes shady people she doesn't know. And here we get to see all the little dancing ghosts leave the building. That's a pretty bougie school. Like, I don't know many schools that have like a big old tower in the middle of it like that. So oh man, GG's everyone. Awesome race. Awesome tournament. GG's JKL for winning the Ghoul School KONOT. And yeah. Yeah, zipping into the cheerleader with some in-game swag right there. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the Ghoul School KONOT. Again, thank you all for letting me commentate this tournament. Always very fun. Even if we get off track from the game a little bit, at least we kept it relevant to school, right? And we tied it into Maniac Mansion. We found out that Spike O'Hara is actually the grandson of Dr. Frankenstein. We found out that Samantha Pom Pom just really likes shady people named Frank. We found out that the football players turned into aliens lifting dumbbells in the gym. We found out that Spike doesn't have any upper body strength to unlock a padlock into the crawl space to dump hamburgers in there to rot to make a bad odor that the janitor has to clean up later on. We learned a lot today. That's all I'm saying, is that we learned about news flashes in kindergarten, where, you know, little Timmy got cooties from Jessica by holding hands in the parking lot or at recess time. We learned a lot. Who is the commentator? It is E Bloody Candy. EBC. You'll see me called a lot of different things, but E Bloody Candy. We learned a lot today. That's all I'm saying. Like, we did some reminiscing. We talked about Chris Jericho. We talked about the Mock Arena. I'm just saying, it was a good time. It was fun. Thank you all for hanging out with me. And thank you all for letting me commentate this really fun tournament.